right, thank you for tuning in, rocking with me here on a Thursday. And this is a wow. The Cardinals, after all that hullabaloo, after all the scuttlebutt, after all the, you know, the slobber knocker that became of his homework clause, where they had to make the man do independent study. He was doing study hall like I used to do in college. I guess they took it out. I mean, it became such a big thing. He said it was disrespectful for people to think that he didn't put in the work. And I guess the Cardinals said, after seeing the distraction it created, we removed the addendum from the contract. I don't understand what they're doing over in Arizona. From the GM, Kime, several missteps, off the court issues, off the field issues for a GM. The owner said he was upset, and only thing that happened this offseason was the quarterback got a massive extension and the GM got a massive extension. I just don't know what they're doing in Arizona. Again, I'm out on them. Once I saw this contract clause, it made me believe that there was an issue with this in the regular season, in the postseason. The comments that he gave to the New York Times, where he says that he has the cognitive ability to see what's going on that others don't have. I mean, maybe he might have a spidey sense. I don't know, but I don't know. This is it's kind of crazy. PFF, the guy Mike Florio had said during the day that they would have to take this contract clause out, and I guess they bowed to the pressure of just this becoming just a big, huge, massive story. So uh we'll see what happens going forward. I mean, I'm sure he's not going to be happy with the team. They did sign him to a contract extension. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, he can ask for a trade just like Deshaun Watson asked for a trade. So, I mean, they're walking on thin ice, and you don't want to be in a situation like that. After you paying the quarterback, everything should be all love. It should be all high fives and handshakes, right? But it don't look like it over there. So he said he felt like he was disrespected. I don't see how they're the ones that put it in the contract and you agreed to it. I don't understand how you didn't think this was going to be a big story, but it's changed. So we'll see what happens going forward. Lamar Jackson hopes for a contract extension. He is not sitting out. He's not holding in. He's practicing. He's going about his business. Now, I would have told him to sign a contract a season ago, but I would have been wrong because the price of the brick is probably going to be higher than what Kyler Murray got. I mean, you could just use his contract as a template and say, okay, give me 2 million extra every season, make it an extra 10. So, um, it seems here that DK Metcalf signs a 3-year extension. Good for him. Good for his family. That's one of the blessings of being a later round pick. A lot of guys want to be in the first round, but when you're in the later round, your contract is not as long. So you hit that period of extension quicker. And, he took advantage of it. He's only 24. So this deal is going to be up by the time he's 27. There's a new contract where the salary cap in the NFL might almost double. So he's going to be right in his prime and right out of contract when that happens. So good for him. Again, where's the team going? What are they trying to do? The Seahawks don't really have the best quarterback situation. I read something that Cam Newton was offered by them and the Browns, but he declined it, and then he put out a cryptic tweet about like know your worth, and I don't know for that guy. But it just seems like maybe they're probably just building the deck around, what they have right now, and then hoping that they get a quarterback in the future. Like I said, the Lions were going to do. Wow, that's crazy. I really can't believe that they changed it. I mean, it became a huge story, and when it's one of those things that you read and you're like, wow, uh, I just don't know how you didn't think that, how no one told you that this was going to be a huge story, because I could have told you it was going to be a huge story. Dak Prescott, I plan for this to be a golden year. I was just talking about this with one of my boys, and he made the point that I've made several times. You're just not going to win the big games with Dak as your quarterback. You're not going to play the Aaron Rodgers, the the Pat Mahomes, the Josh Allens, the Joe Burrows. The list goes on and on and on of these elite tier quarterbacks. You never feel like you're in this gunfight with the best weapon. You never feel like you're in this situation with the best player. You never feel like he can rise his level above. Like, say, for example, Matt Stafford. I don't think he's the greatest player, but I don't think that he's truly scared of these moments either. Now, it does help that Matt Stafford has this offensive genius and McVay next to him. So maybe if what I'm theorizing is true and they get Sean Payton and he has his offensive genius next to him, it can rise his play and then maybe the Cowboys can compete. But with the guys that they have right now, with Mike McCarthy and the rest of them bunch, nah, I'm not seeing it. I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not buying it at all. So, they haven't made the Super Bowl since '95. He's 29, so it's not like he's a young player. Maybe there could be another leap in him. I remember Rich Gannon took that leap later in his career. Kurt Warner. He started his career, yeah, but he had a career renaissance. A renaissance, excuse me. Carson Palmer had a career renaissance with the Cardinals, so maybe it could happen. Maybe he takes a leap. I don't see it. NBA, there's nothing really going on in the NBA. It's still the hypotheticals of the KD, will he, won't he? It doesn't look like it's going to happen. I don't understand it. Don't want to beat a dead horse, but the fuck, man. It's not going to happen with this guy. So it's just like, why not move on? I don't get why you're standing in limbo and, forcing yourself to do these things. I saw something today and I wanted to talk about it. Let me see if I can pull it up. It was this old clip of Dr. J and Dr. J and Kareem, I believe, playing one-on-one. And let me see if I can find it. It's a real talk on Twitter. Okay, I don't know. Let's see NBA. Real Talk 7. Is that it? Real Talk 7. Okay, here it is. Yeah, so I don't know. I ain't gonna log in and fight this thing, but yeah, it was a clip of Dr. J playing Kareem one-on-one, and it was televised. And it reminded me of a time, I believe it was after the 95 finals, after Houston had swept Orlando. Shaq and Hakeem were supposed to play one-on-one, and Taco Bell was sponsoring it, but I think somebody got an injury and one of them pulled out. And now players are looking for so many revenue streams, different things to do, and they make so much money. It's kind of hard to tell them, hey, let's sell a pay-per-view event. I don't think you're gonna do boxing numbers off of a pay-per-view one-on-one, but I would pay to see LeBron go one-on-one with KD when they were in their primes. I would have paid for that. I'd have paid for LeBron versus Kobe. So do the players look at it themselves and like, hey, because there's nothing stopping them from doing it. They play in the Drew League and all this other stuff. Does anything stop them from, hey, let's start a one-on-one league? They play with each other all the time. Let's go one-on-one. The best two players in the league. So Giannis versus K. Giannis would probably kill KD, but but then that's the debate. Is just who could guard who one-on-one. That would be an interesting thing. So I don't know if I don't think the league can do it because you can't really force the players to play harder for their contracts because they already have it, whether they do the thing or not. It has to be something where the players could gain some financial incentive that has nothing to do with their current contract. But I just thought that was interesting watching them play. If you can watch it, it's NBA Real Talk, and there's a 7 in between it. So NBA, so it's Real 7 Talk. But just watching Kareem play one-on-one versus Dr. J. And Dr. J's beating him off the dribble, but Kareem has that length where he can, recover. So, just how those different matchups will work. I'm theorizing Giannis versus KD, but like I don't know how Giannis is physically. I don't know how KD is supposed to hold up versus him. But then KD might get the ball and he might score 7 straight points. I'm saying, off jumpers. That nobody can get to. So it would just be an interesting thing to see. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. Check out for the NFL season preview, some Game of Thrones stuff starting the 1st of August, and we'll go from there. Game is game.